and throughout social media. We will get you out of here well before the top of the hour, give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games, and that's what we do here on the Drive-Thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Is our live free sports picks for the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time and later, and to deliver those winners, our professional handicappers over at Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. Let's take a peek at who's on the show with us for today. All right, James, we'll be signing in momentarily. Got Nick Menken with us, Brad Francis, Brian Bitler, and Jovan Burts. And here's how they'll line up for this evening here on a Friday. Francis, Burts, Bitler, Clark, Menken, and I will close this one out. All right, heading to a big weekend here. It's a little more than less than a week away from Thanksgiving, so you know there's a lot of college hoops on the board, NBA as well, NHL, college football, heading to a big weekend in the NFL. So let's get this show underway. Let's welcome in Brad Francis, who catch him over at Pick Dogs. Put up some fantastic numbers up on the leaderboard. Let's bring in Brad right now, ready to start the show here at Drive-Thru on a Friday. Brad, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Tony? Happy Friday. I usually don't bat off lead off, so hopefully we could get a man on base here.
That's right. See, we could lead off with the home. Some of these leadoff hitters can hit homers, you know, like a Ricky Henderson. That might have been before your time. Henderson might have been before your time. But anyway.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Sixers and Hawks going head-to-head tonight. We see the Hawks favored here, -1.5, total 236.5.
Yeah, and this is just a lean for me, but I'm going to take the Hawks here on the money line. I'm going to take them to win outright. You know, after an 8-1 start to the season, the Sixers have lost back-to-back games, and, you know, they're dealing with some injuries to Oubre and Batum. And Embiid is also on the injury list as well. He's questionable. I'm not too sure if he's going to play for this one. He probably will play. You know, I feel like he just kind of stays on the injury list there. But, yeah, I mean, when it comes to the Hawks, you know, they've been playing a running-gun style of basketball this season. They don't play much defense, and their goal is to just try to outscore their opponent. They're averaging over 120 points a game and are top 3 in pace in the league. So I think with the lack of depth, I think this could cause some matchup problems for the Sixers, especially late in this game. So I think there's a reason why this line is so low, and I'm going to buy it out of it, man. Give me the Hawks on the money line here at home.
All right, we got Brad here. Says take the Hawks money line, -105, -110. Do your line shopping, get the best number. This is where you want to get the best number here in a game like this, where we're near pick 'em in the line. Yeah, the latest here on Embiid. It is questionable with that sore hip, but he's been playing through this. He's been playing through this issue with that hip concern here. So it's nothing new for it's not, at least it's not a knee, Brad, which he's been had issues with in the past.
Exactly. Yeah, I assume he'll play. You know, he always has just lingering injuries. When you're that big, I mean, what do you expect? And I would have those injuries too. But as long as it's not to the legs, I expect Embiid to play tonight. But even with Embiid, I think you know, the Hawks have a good shot with their style of play.
Yeah, those pace of plays here. We'll see how that rolls. We see that total 236.5. You think, boy, that's pretty high for a team like Philadelphia that kind of focuses on defense. But if they'll run with you. Especially if there's open lanes to the basket, like in their last game, right? They'll just go to the hole if you give them an opening.
Yep, yeah, and I like the over. I'll give you guys another pick. I like the over too. Like I said, I think the Hawks are going to control the pace, and they're basically going to say, hey, Sixers, we're just going to try to score as much as possible and try to keep up with us. So I could see this being a very high-scoring game.
Looking for high scoring here. Brad here, Hawks money line -105 against the Sixers tonight, 7:30 Eastern Time. All right, Brad, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. Of course, as you know, we have NBA on the board. Lots of college hoops right now up on the board as we're heading into some of these holiday tournaments all over across the country, as well as college football, ice, and NHL as well. All right, Brad, we see how hot you've been here over the past 30 days, 1,065 units of profit. That is all documented over at Pick Dogs. So those numbers are verifiable by just going to Brad's handicapper page, and you can be able to check it out there. The numbers are very much transparent. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, and honestly, I didn't know I was up that many units the last 30 days, Tony. That's pretty cool. But I got a 3-pack on the site right now. It's my 2 favorite college basketball plays and my favorite NBA play of the night. So all basketball tonight. Or actually, no, it's my favorite college basketball play, my favorite NBA play, and my favorite college football play. I apologize for that. So yeah, 3-pack on the site. Check that out. But it's a great time to hop on the 3-day pass. I assume I'll have 10 to 12 plays for tomorrow when it comes to, I mean, we have a full slate of college football, college basketball. It's going to be insane. So I got some work to do tonight, but it's going to be a lot of plays. So great time to hop on a 3-day.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brad Francis over at Pick Dogs. You see the great results from Brad over the last 30 days. Great time to get on board here. As he said, the 3-day pass is perfect. I know you guys on Friday like that 3-day pass. Get all of Brad's premium plays here for 3 days. Include all his NBA, college hoops, NFL. Of course, we got a big college football Saturday. It looks like there's 57 games, but I think it's our biggest Saturday of the year. Why not? It's in November. We're down to the last final 2 regular season weeks. Then we get into Championship Saturday. So there's still lots of college hoops remaining, college football remaining. So then we get into the bowl game. So a lot going on. Get the 3-day pass and get signed up. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save the 15% off. All right. Brad, as always, great having you show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know we can catch your video series here on Pick Dogs with your parlay videos.
Yes, sir. Every day, dropping the parlay videos. So hop on Pick Dogs YouTube. You'll see my face pop up there. And let's win some parlays together.
That's right. Get to on parlays, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, set those notifications so when Brad's parlays drop, you get them right away. Get the best numbers. All right, Brad. Have a great night, weekend. Catch up with you again Monday on the drive-thru.
All right. Thank you, Tony. Have a good weekend.
You got Brad Francis here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show. Up next, Jovan Burts. Catch him over at Pick Dogs. We'll bring Jovan in right now. Ready to roll here with some NBA. Good NBA board tonight. 11 games on the board. We'll bring in Jovan ready to go. Let's get him ready, set to go. Jovan, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, Tony? How are you, man?
I'm doing great. Feeling good. Love this time of the year. Yeah, a lot of college hoops during the afternoon. Of course, heading into the holiday week next week. But I'm looking forward to what we got on the board tonight. Bulls and the Magic going head-to-head tonight. And home and basically double home series here. 2-game home series for the Bulls. Bulls favored 2.5, total 215.5.
Yeah, and I'm on the Orlando Magic once again. You know, this Chicago Bulls team, it really starts with them. They're just a team that, we projected actually that these guys were going to be on the downhill. They're over the hill, with the pieces that they have. They're a poorly constructed team, and they don't like their coach. This has started since last year, and they're not an auto fade at this point, but they're damn near auto fade for me. DeRozan, he doesn't play sometimes for personal reasons. He might play today, he might not. You have Zach LaVine, he wants to get out of town. You have Vucevic, I don't know what he wants to do, but it's the makeup of this team is just not a championship caliber team. They never were one. They did go for it, they failed miserably, and it's time for this team to disband. Meanwhile, you have a Orlando Magic team who's on the rise, quite frankly. They're 6-5, but they're 8-3 against the spread this season. And they won their last 3 contests in Chicago against the Bulls. So, it all adds up, with Banchero and them boys, Franz Wagner, and a lot of other young guys on that team, Gorga Bachaj, running down the list. I think they actually get a win in this one. So, you might want to touch something on the money line. But I got the points. I'm going to grab the points with me.
All right, John says points here, Magic plus 2.5 here against the Bulls tonight. Do your line shop and get the best ever. Yeah, we talked about that. DeRozan expiring contract. LaVine probably would have been on the trade block. We saw it right out the gate after game 1. They got pounded. They had a team meeting. It looks like this team is heading in the wrong direction. It was pointing that way for a while here. As you said, Jovan, you kind of read the tea leaves. You know where it's going here. Here with the Magic, it's all about trying to reduce these cluster injuries. Yeah, give us one guy out, but man, when you have these multiple injuries, it's a pain for this team. We know there's so much there's so much talent on this team, but when you get those cluster injuries, like we see the last 3 years, it's been frustrating. But now we're starting to see some of these guys getting healthy and give them some depth in this lineup.
Yeah, we talked about the Bulls, right?
No, I'm talking about the Magic, how we're trying to get these guys all together on the court. Yeah,
with the Magic, say the last couple seasons with the Magic, they have a lot of young guys, a lot of guys that does the same thing. So even when some of these pieces, in the guard position, because they've had some problems as far as injuries in the guard position, but they have so much depth that it really doesn't matter. So a Cole Anthony could come out, and be injured for a little bit, but then someone else steps up. You know what I mean? So it really doesn't affect them. Now the injuries on the Bulls side, or the ball injury, that was the start of the backbreaker. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought you was going at a little bit. You know what I mean? So it's one team has the depth and the other team doesn't. It's really that simple.
That's why DeRozan's status is so important here. It's hard to replace his scoring. I didn't think much of Caruso when he was with the Lakers,
Right.
And he's just a kind of just he's not. I don't see him as being a star quality. Kobe White, Levine's somebody who's had his injury problem. That's why I'm hearing this D'Angelo Russell for Levine trade talk.
Yeah, well, I mean, good luck for the Lakers with that, because they need to help their damn selves. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, they're trying to find a spark. Get something in the rumor mill. Because it's not working out there in LA. Also, they're just another team that they're over the hill. Got a lot of older pieces, and the guy that's supposed to be the top dog right now, not LeBron James, but Anthony Davis. Yeah, he's looking like a has-been too, and he's like 26 or 27 or whatever. He's not in his 30s yet. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hey, listen, these teams that are on the downhill or they're over the hill, got some older players. It's like they want to do a swap or something. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yep. And of course, what's your thoughts, speaking of over the hill, we talked about that tension between the T-Wolves and the Warriors. What's your thoughts on this Warriors team?
Yeah, I mean, the Warriors aren't going to win another championship again. They got their 4. You know what I'm saying? They go home, be happy about it. No Steph. You know what I'm saying? So, or there wasn't any Steph last game. But I look at them like I look at other dynasties that have come and gone and throughout the decades. They're trying to hold on. They made a couple moves. With veterans. It's not gonna quite work out. They might it might keep them, in the playoff hunt, but that's about it. Their time is coming going as far as a championship level team.
Some of these guys just never seem to learn their lessons, right? We look at the 90s, yeah, you want veterans, but there was a saying, this even goes back 10 years ago, and I still remember this saying a lot in the NBA. They said, whenever you make a trade, you never want to get older.
Right.
And it just seems these teams keep making more. They seem to follow that path again. They're getting older.
Yeah, getting older and living off of basically names. James Harden, Chris Paul. These are the guys that have had their run. They're on the downside of their career. What they need to do, I mean, and Chris Paul, his position is that of a backup. He knows it. He has no problem with it. And when he's called upon, he'll go on the starting lineup. But someone like James Harden, he's had his time, and he still thinks that he's one of those guys. He's not that guy, and it's being borne out, ever since he's left Houston, with the Nets, with the Sixers, and now with the Clippers, the 0 for Clippers.
Yeah, 0 for Clippers. So, and news coming out today that hitting the bench will be Russell Westbrook. We'll see how he doesn't like being on the bench. He made that very clear. He goes, I warm up, I get in a rhythm, and I'm not going to sit my behind on the bench for 10, 15, 20 minutes. It's not my game.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's going to have to be his game now. I think really it was a forced move behind the scenes. So, hey, listen, him and James Harden have been here before. This is their 3rd team together. And it hasn't worked out in the past, so it's not going to work out now. Nah. I kind of feel sorry for Westbrook, because he was actually playing some good ball ever since he's made it to the other LA team. Yeah. So when he was with the Lakers, it was a massacre. You know what I'm saying? It was a sight to behold, and not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? But ever since he's been with the Clippers, he found his niche. But the boss, the owner, Ballmer, hey, he wants a championship now. He'll do whatever it takes to get it. So I think he made that move for Harden, thinking that the more stars the better. But in this case, that's not how it works in the NBA.
Nope, doesn't look that way. All right, Jovan here, Magic plus 2.5 here against the Bulls tonight, 8 Eastern time. All right, Jovan, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Print for tonight's action. Of course, tonight we've got NBA on the board. We also have action here from college hoops. A lot of action in college hoops tonight on a Friday. Friday's like a Saturday during the new year, because these teams don't like to play on Saturday with the college football going on. So these big cards will be like this for a while. NFL coming to a big weekend. Jovan, monster numbers in the NFL 1,211 units of profit for the year. Also, take a look at the last 7 days, man. Jovan has been on a tear. 820 units of profit coming off a monster day yesterday. What do you have going on over at Pick Dogs Premium?
Yeah, got a 3-pack going in college basketball. Got another standalone game in the NBA. My NBA's been popping. NFL's been popping. So check me out on my 3-day, my 7-day, my 30-day, my yearly. Last Saturday had a monster Saturday last week, and looking to keep it going for this Saturday. Then on Sunday, got more NFL action. Got some basketball going all weekend. So check me out. Also match me up with one of the other handicappers for the 2-for-1 Capital Promotional. You can't go wrong here at Sports Chat Place to Pick Dogs. Let's get it.
Let's get it indeed. Get on board with Jovan Burts over at Pick Dogs. Great results NFL, but look at the last 7 days. 820 units of profit coming up on Monster Day yesterday. So get on board with Jovan. You guys love that 3-day pass here on the weekends. Get all of Jovan's premium plays for 3 days. That's all his NFL coverage here for Sunday. College hoops here tonight and tomorrow. NBA college hoops. Great way to roll. 3-day pass. Use the promo code PICK at checkout. Save that. 15% off. Right, Jovan, as always, great having a show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again on Monday on the drive-thru. But, of course, we can catch you up on these weekend shows.
Yeah, absolutely. Per usual, I'll be there on the weekend show Saturday and Sunday, and then back here on the drive-thru for Monday.
You got it. Catch Jovan here before his appearance here on Monday. Catch him on the weekend shows early, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time here on Saturday, because it's a lot of people there. We got to get the show off before the games kick off. So all right, Jovan, have a great night, have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Absolutely, have a great night, win, and see you on Monday.
We'll see you on Monday. Jovan Burts here on the drive-thru. Let's continue on here on the show, guys. Remember, anytime you catch a drive-thru, if you ever miss a pick, we always recap at the end of the night, end of the show, so stay tuned for that. Continuing on here, let's go out to over to Pennsylvania, bring in our man Brian Bitler tonight here on a Friday. Brian, what's going on?
Tell you what, getting ready to go out do some square dancing tonight, but wanted to stop by the drive-thru and give out a pick. November's been very good to me, so hopefully I can close out November and keep on streaking.
That's right. Keep on streaking with Brian Bitler. We go to college hoops tonight. CBS Sports Network here with the tournament action featuring Grand Canyon here facing San Francisco here. It's the Grand Canyon favored over the Dons here. -2. We see a total 142.5.
I think we got a very cool Friday night non-conference matchup here in college basketball. We get the San Francisco Dons meeting up with one of my favorite programs, Grand Canyon Antelopes. Dons come in here off a loss to Boise. I think this is a huge game for both teams, but even more so for Grand Canyon, who must take advantage of every non-conference game that they get because they don't get to play Gonzaga or St. Mary's in their conference. I think Grand Canyon has been great to bettors, cashing 8 straight games, but we see a little bit light action on them tonight. I think that might be because the Dons are 5-0-1 last 6, so they've been covering as well. I think the number here is meant to push a little bit the bettors towards San Francisco, and for me, I think the Antelopes keep cashing for bettors. I'm going to take Grand Canyon Antelopes, lay that 2.5 points.
All right, Brian says go ahead and lay the points here and take Grand Canyon in this spot. Of course, he's going to take him here, laying the 2 here against San Francisco. This is tournament action tonight from Brian. Yeah, this Grand Canyon team really not really known until Marley went over there, and of course the team started showing some promise, no doubt about that. And of course, San Francisco Dons WCC, pretty good team, but as you see in the line here, should be a real competitive matchup.
Yeah, if you break down these two teams, the Dons have been scoring a little bit more per game, and they are better from the 3-point line. I think the Dons have advantage on the boards offensively and defensively. I think that'll be the key to the ball game is catching those key defensive rebounds and offensive boards. So I kind of like Grand Canyon tonight to win by 5 or 6.
All right, Brian here on the Grand Canyon to get it done here, laying the 2 here, tournament action tonight at 9 Eastern time, televised over on CBS Sports Network. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog. Oh, before we get there, well, we always have to ask Brian because he's in Philadelphia, right? We always tease him about those Temple Owls. So let's get to Temple tonight. Temple and UAB going to go head-to-head, Brian. Temple going to be dogs about 7.5, 8 against UAB. College football.
I think Yeah, I think if you can get 7.5 or even 8, I think the Owls are the way to go now. I'm not betting a house on them, but as far as a wager to keep you interested in the game, if you look at UAB, I think last week they're coming off a loss to the Navy, a team that Temple beat 2 weeks ago, and that's not always comparable. But I think this game's closer than a touchdown here between these two teams. They're both 3-7, I believe. So I'm gonna lean towards the Temple Owls plus the points.
All right, Brian says Temple Owl here plus the points there against UAB, a team that's been trying to make its way here. Former NFL quarterback now leading that team. All right, Brian on record with his play today with Grand Canyon laying the 2 in college basketball action. All right, Brian, let's take a look over at Pick Dog for tonight's action. Of course, we do have games on the board tonight here from the NBA, college hoops, college football. Of course, Brian putting up some really good numbers here over the last 7 days. As you can see there, Brian has produced 640 units of profit, all documented over at Pick Dodge Premium. So heavy card tonight, big weekend coming up. It's hey, we're in the middle of November, so you know it's big. What do you have going over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Definitely excited for this weekend. Tonight, my top play is in the Pac-12. It's my biggest total so far this season. So make sure you guys head on over. It's my titanium play. $25 gets you that best bet winner over at pickdogs.com. I also have my best bet listed for tomorrow. It's going to be a big one. Or if you just want my 3-pack tonight, my Square Dancing 3-pack has that big college football total in it. So make sure you go on over to pickdogs.com. Pick that up for just $50.
That's right, guys. Get on board with Brian Bitler over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you see those great results there from Brian. He's been absolutely hammering the bookies right now. Better time than now to get those premium plays. You guys love those 7-day passes right now here on the Friday, because you get all of Brian's premium plays here for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday that include all the NFL, college football, and more here with that 7-day all sports pass. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15%. And also, too, make note that you can also add multi-cappers on that multi-capper promotion, make it an a greater value there. All right, Brian here in the game here. By the way, this game will be played, just to make note here, this game will be played in Glendale, Arizona, Desert Diamond Arena. So you're also getting a location advantage here in this one as well.
Yeah, definitely almost like a home game there for Grand Canyon. Definitely good having that game in Arizona.
Yeah, up in the Arizona area here, one of these tournaments, Desert Diamond Arena. I'm just probably think it's probably a casino near Phoenix, so that will be in the Phoenix area here. As I'm hitting let's see, it looks like they play some hockey there, like maybe some minor league hockey. Glendale, Arizona, is where it's going to be at. That's usually where the Dodgers have their spring training there, as well as the who else has? There's another team, the White Sox, also there with some spring training there. But Glendale, Arizona, not too far away from Phoenix. I've been there before. That's where the Arizona Cardinals play their football there in Glendale. But yeah, really good matchup tonight. Actually, rates high on the thrill score as far as quality of play. So game you probably definitely want to check out here tonight. All right, Brian, as always, great having you show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week. But let everybody know we can catch a lot of your work now on the weekends here at Pick Dogs on that morning show on the weekends.
Yep, I'll be 100% being there tomorrow, breaking down the Michigan against Maryland game. So, guys, make sure you tune in. Hanging out with all good friends at Pick Dogs. Going to be a good time for sure.
That'll be definitely a good time. Looking forward to that weekend show. That roundtable is an interesting new format now on the Sunday show.
For sure. They're definitely testing me because I'm getting up there in age. Sometimes I get tired by the 2-hour mark, but it's definitely all good. I get back to the old days of arguing plays. So I'll have to see what I can come up with for Sunday.
That's right. You got to try and stay awake if you can.
Yeah,
don't
for sure.
stay out too late.
Trey Lance MVP.
Don't stay too late with that square dancing.
Exactly. And no Trey Lance for me on Sunday, so I'll behave myself.
All right, sounds good. All right, have a great night, and we'll catch up with you again on Monday. Brian Bitler here on The Drive Thru. Let's continue on. Up next, we scheduled James Clark. He said he was running late, so he's running late. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Nick Menken right now. Let's see here. Let's see where James is. James is not yet signed in, so we'll go right to Nick. His area. That's right. He's in the Phoenix area. We can let us know a little bit about maybe that arena there. So he'll be joining us. It's, that tournament there is in Glendale, Arizona. So let's go ahead and bring in Nick Menken. You can catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. Catch his video series over at Pick Dogs as well. And we'll bring him in right now. Bring in Nick Menken. And out in Scottsdale. I can't say Phoenix, man, because If you ever been to Phoenix and been to Scottsdale, oh no, don't mistake Glendale for Phoenix, man. It's a slap in the face to those folks. I'm sorry I say that. Let's bring him in. Let's hear Nick where you go. Nick, what's happening? I think you got on mute there, Nick. We're not getting sound from you. You might be there you might have muted yourself there. Let's check your sound levels, or we had you on before, but we lost your sound. Let's see if we can get it back here. Okay, then sign out. Sometimes that'll work when you sign out and sign back in again. Anyway, I have to change the game because that's not the game we do. That's James' game, but James we don't have here. You back, Nick?
Can you hear me, Tony?
I can hear you now. That's all it took was just sign out, sign back in again. All right, no worries there.
Awesome.
All right, let's get your game. I had James's game loaded up anyway, so let's get to your game because we're going to be looking at the game at the top of the board here, and that's going to be the Bucks and the Hawks, the Hornets here. Bucks Hornets is Nick's game here. We've got the Bucks favored here, 8.5 on the road, total 242.5.
Yeah, I would say 2 hours ago, this game was at 7.5 because of Giannis being a game time decision in this one. He will be in the lineup tonight, and also Gordon Hayward for the Charlotte Hornets was a game time decision. He will be in the lineup and hopefully help this offensive side of things for the Hornets. But let's dive into this one right here. The Milwaukee Bucks currently this season are 7-4. They're 2-3 on the road. They are on a 2-game winning streak. And let's talk about their last game against the Toronto Raptors. They did not have Giannis in the lineup, but it did not matter for this Milwaukee Bucks team as Damian Lillard scored 37 points in that one, getting the victory 128-112. Absolutely dominate performance by Lillard. It's got to be weight lifted off Giannis's shoulders, being able to sit early on in the season and have his team absolutely take care of business on the road here. Damian Lillard was a great pickup for this Milwaukee Bucks team. They'll be matched up against a Charlotte Hornets team who is struggling, especially on the offensive side of things. Currently this season, they're 3-7. They're 1-4 at home. They do not play good at home. Their offensive playmakers are LaMelo Ball. That's really it. And then obviously with Gordon Hayward back into the lineup here, hopefully he could give them a spark, but Ball has been averaging 22.2 points per game. They have their pace of play is 7th in the NBA. They get up and down the court very well, but you got to watch out for Giannis. Clearly that paint in the middle is going to be locked up tonight with him back in the lineup on this defensive side of things. I just think that this Milwaukee Bucks team is too good of a team, especially with the addition of Damian Lillard here. They're picking up their pace. Lillard got his moment without Giannis. Now hopefully with Giannis back in the lineup, they can mix and match them two together and still mold well here. So I like the Milwaukee Bucks in this one on the spread, even though it was 7.5. Now it's 8.5. I still like that Milwaukee Bucks minus 8.5.
All right, we got Nick here on the Bucks, laying the 8.5 here against the Hornets tonight. NBA, of course, with the Bucks. Had some issues early as we started the season covering the spread here. It's been really on the defensive end. And the defense has been kind of struggling away from home, give up 121 points and 26 in that road defensive efficiency metric.
Yeah, their ATS right now is 2-9. It is not good, but like I said, I think this Damian Lillard outbreak gave this Milwaukee Bucks a boost without Giannis. And like I said, it's weight lifted off his shoulders. He doesn't have to do everything this year. He's got another playmaker to score baskets here. It's early on in the season, so clearly these two players haven't played with each other. They're still molding early on in this season. I expect them to hit a spark in that Toronto win without Giannis here, and now Giannis back in the lineup against Charlotte Hornets, who are struggling offensively. I think they absolutely pounce on him tonight.
All right, Nick here to pounce the Bucks, laying the 8.5 here against the Hornets. Of course, we've got Nick over there in the Scottsdale area. Of course, this Arizona State team woke up last week. Maybe it was the fall asleep for the Bruins, but they're getting a lot of points tomorrow against Oregon.
That Arizona State, Oregon's my team. I will say Oregon and Bo Mix at the helm. You see what they did against USC. Bo Nix absolutely moves the ball. He looks like a completely different quarterback since when he was with the Auburn Tigers. Now he's winning these big-time games, and you got to tip your cap to Bo Nix. He's absolutely carried this Oregon team, and their defense is locked down. So I think it's going to be a bad bet for the Arizona Sun Devils, that is.
All right, yeah, it's going to be tough for the Bourgain and company. They have issues trying to get points on the board. So slash of defense here and there. But I think it's kind of a little good break for Oregon, because usually when they go, I remember they've gone to Tempe in September, early conference play, but they get a break playing here in mid-November. So what's the temperatures like? We're getting those cool. It's going to be an afternoon game, so we're looking about 1 o'clock. So that's probably what 2 o'clock Tempe time. How does it look over there?
Yeah, it's about 80 right now. It's cooling off a little bit. We're getting into the winter season, so it is winter for these Arizonans out here, but I'm still in shorts and short sleeve. I don't think the weather's going to play a factor in this one. I think Oregon's going to come out slinging the ball and scoring points on these Arizona State Sun Devils here at home tomorrow.
There you go. It's a little break for Oregon, having to face these desert teams. Desert team. They usually make a trip there once a year. If it's whether it's Arizona or Arizona State, but they make a trip in mid-November, which is a lot better than having to go in those September games. I remember a few times where they've been upset over there, but that's not going to be the case this year as they get a break in the weather. Although it is an afternoon game, but 2 o'clock. It's a little different that November sun versus that September sun. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's for sure, Tony.
You're experiencing that over there now. All right, here we go. Bucks laying the 8.5 here against the Hornets tonight, 7 Eastern time. All right, Nick, let's take a look over at Pick Dodge Prim. Nick has been on fire here. Look at the numbers here over the last 30 days. 1,551 units of profit, showing profit for the year. Last 30 days, last 7 days. Come on winning day yesterday, man. Across the board with money. All right, Nick, what do you have going on over at Pick Dodge Premium?
Yeah, we're absolutely hot right now, Tony, in our premium selections. I've won 13 out of my last 15 plays. I have a 3-pack coming out tonight. We got college basketball, college football, and my top play is in NBA. Hop on that 3-day pass, ladies and gentlemen. We're killing it in the NFL. Swept the board last week going 4-0 and just hit the over in yesterday's play. So we are 5-0 on that run. Make sure to catch that 3-day pass or a 2-for-1 with another capper, and let's keep cashing in.
That's right. Cash in with Nick Menken over at Pick Dodge Premium. You see the great results. No better time than right now to get on board with Nick over at Pick Dodge Premium. Why not get that 30-day pass, right? This is the time to do it, right? With all these sports overlapping, NFL, college football, college basketball, NBA, NHL. Great time to get on board with the 1-month pass. That'll get you through championships championships Saturday in college football. A lot of NFL in there, NBA, all these college hoops tournaments that are going on for the next month, for the next 30 days. Get on board. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off at multi-cappers with the multi-capper promotion, making it even a greater value there. All right, Nick, as always, great having the show. Continue that success. We'll catch up with you again next week, but let everybody know what's going on right now at Pick Dogs with your video series.
Yeah, Nicky's Nerfies is done. We were profit on that season, so now we're picking up here in the NBA first halves. I got that coming out every day for the NBA, so go check that out at Pick Dogs YouTube page.
That's right. And of course, we know you like the Cubs. Cubs making that. Were you surprised with the managerial change?
I was very surprised about that. Ross is gone and we got Counsell, so we'll see what he could do for the next 5 years for my Cubbies.
Yeah, so what do you see in the offseason here for the Cubs? What do you see them doing?
Clearly Bellinger, I don't think is coming back, so hopefully we could get Soto from the Padres. I'm hoping that we bank on him. We still need to pick up some starters in that rotation, but I don't think Kyle Hendricks will be back for the Cubs. But I'm excited. We'll see what Counsell could do. Hopefully he brings another spark for the NL Central here in my Cubbies with Dansby Swanson. Future's looking bright, Tony.
It is, and of course Blake Snell is out there, right?
Blake Snell?
Yeah.
What did he do? Did he come to the Cubs?
Well, I don't know. He's out there, right? The Padres ain't spending any money, right?
Right. They're trying to dump their players. Hopefully, if we could add him to the rotation, that's a southpaw right there that strikes out a lot of batters. So I wouldn't mind if Snell came to the Cubs.
Yeah.
Snell and Soto.
That's right. It's going to be interesting offseason to see how these teams maneuver here. Of course, Ohtani is out there. You're not going to get his pitching. You're going to get his hitting. And, of course, look with the Dodgers. Of course, the Mets. Of course, the Yankees. A lot of negative stuff coming out of New York. I think it was an agent telling folks that, hey, if you come to New York, man, there's going to be it's like a pressure cooker over there. That's always been.
Yeah, Yankees are a good team to play for.
That's right. You get paid, and of course, if you do well, you'll make a lot of money even after your career is over in baseball. So that's another benefit of playing in that city, man. You just what the dollars just roll in throughout your lifetime. All right, Nick, have a great night. Enjoy the weekend.
All right.
And are you going to catch that any sports in the local area? Been to any Suns, Coyotes, or even the football game tomorrow?
No games this week. I went to the Suns game last Friday. That's why I wasn't on here. They played the Lakers, ended up losing that game. But had the Lakers in that one, cashed in a ticket. So, no games this week, Tony. Chilling to this
Chilling out. Going to chill out. All right, Nick. Enjoy the weekend. I know in Scottsdale there's a lot going on over there, man. That's a nice place to hang out on a weekend, especially this time of the year. You walk around in shorts all day. All right, Nick, have a great night. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony T. Always a pleasure.
You got it. Nick Menken here on the drive through. Let's continue on the show. I don't see James yet. James, where are you? I guess he said he was really running late, so I guess he's running late. Let's continue on here on the drive through. We'll get James's pick. So if we don't get his pick here on the show, so if he doesn't appear, we do have his pick. We'll get at the recap. Let's continue on here on the drive through, and we'll go ahead and get to my pick, and then we'll go ahead and bring in. Let James pick here because not sure if we'll get him on here. Looking to see if we can find James. Don't see him. All right, let's get to my play here. Yep, here we go. We'll get to my game in just a second. Got to go back to my card, and we're going here. NBA tonight. Here we go. We're not going to do this game. That was Nick's. I got to move the game here. Let's get to my game here real quick. We're going to be looking at the Kings and Spurs. You probably know where I'm going here, right? You probably know where I'm going to go in this one. We got Spurs and Kings going head-to-head. This is game one of the doubleheader on ESPN, and let me get the game here for you. Because I had James in order here, so I've got to move the pick here for you guys. So let me get my pick up on the screen. We're going to go over 238, now up 237.5 at the sharpest book in the world. And I can tell you right now, let's see where it's at right now. A lot of circles in these games with injuries. Let me see where we're at in this King game. That one is not one that is circled, but 238.5 seems to be the going number. So a lot of steam coming in that over. So 238, 238.5. 237 might be some late plays here coming in. Buyback here on that one. But we'll look here at the Kings Spurs over. Hey, listen, we saw the return here of Darren Fox in the lineup. And, man, when he came back, in those two games, the Kings averaged 125 points per 100 possessions, played at a really fast pace. But we look over the past 5 games, both teams in very poor defensive form, allowing at or near 50% shooting. We kind of look at the Spurs over the past 5 games, give up 127 points a game. My goodness, the way the Spurs are playing defense and the way this Kings teams run, and of course the Kings to perform. We know last year they performed well on the road. I see this one going over the total here, over a total of 238, 238.5. Even if you can do your line shopping, get the best numbers. That's what we'll look at. All right, guys, check out Pick.com tonight. I got a best bet from college football, as well as I've got plays here from the NBA in a 3-pack. I am the top unit producer in the NBA this year, so check me out over at Pick Dogs Premium. Of course, you can get my long-term pass. I have a 3, 7, or 30 sports pass. Get all my premium plays for that time period. Just select when you go over to the main handicapper page, make that purchase. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, let's continue on here on the drive-through. And it looks like, we don't have. Oh, Harry, just in time. Just signing just in time is James Clark. He just got in right under the gun, so let me go ahead and get his card ready, get his game ready for tonight, because we got James. Let me look at that Celtics game coming up here. So let me get everything set for his appearance here. James Clark is signing in, and let me go ahead and get his game up for you. Gave away his pick. I forgot I had the pick up there, but it's all right. He'll tell you why he likes it. That's more important. So let me go ahead and get the game up here. You guys know it's going to be the Celtics game, so let me get it up here in a second here. Pistons. Here we go. Let's get James in now. All right. Catch him over at Pick Dogs Premium. We got James ready to go. His head is filling the screen now, so let's go ahead and bring him in right now. Ready for his appearance is James Clark to join us here. Let's bring him in. Here we go, James. James, what's happening?
Not much, Tony. Sorry about that, man. Trying to get service, buddy. Just trying to get in a good spot to do the show.
Yeah,
how you tonight, brother?
I'm doing great, doing great. James comes to us from West Virginia, so if you lived out there, you can understand a lot of mountains, a lot of hills out there. Always tough to find that sweet spot. But anyway, we're going to look at this one tonight between the Celtics and Raptors. Celtics on the road now 8.5, total 224.5.
Yeah, you look at these two teams, and the Celtics, they've been doing what everybody thought they would this year. Dominating. See an 8-point spread here. But you look at the Raptors, they've been pretty surprising. Losing a couple key pieces in the off season, and they're still playing tough. But for tonight, guys, I gotta go with the Celtics minus 8.5. I know we have some game time decisions, but I know Tatum's playing. So as long as Tatum's playing, the Celtics team's pretty much got a chance against anybody. I think Brown will play. I think the other players will play. I know they're game time decisions, but I think everybody plays, especially with the line being at 8.5.
Let me go ahead and update it right now. Okay, the Celtics have a clean injury report. Nobody on the injury report. On the Toronto side, Anunoby out, and Otto Porter has hit the injury report, so he'll be out of this one as well as Thaddeus Young tonight.
All right, well, there you go. That's what I figured. I figured all the Celtics would play. Like I said, I know earlier it's a game time decision, but I figured they'd all play. Ginobili being out, OG Ginobili being out for the Raptors, that hurts the Raptors underneath. I think the Celtics dominate this game. If they don't win it by 15 or 20, I'll be surprised. So hammer this line, guys. I really like the Celtics tonight to dominate the Raptors.
All right, there we go. We got the Celtics here laying the 8.5, laying the 9. Do your line shopping. We're seeing, obviously, there's going to be take back when the line moves up like that. So do your line shopping, get the best number. Sharpest book in the world has 8.5. We're seeing some 9s, 9.5 in the marketplace. Of course, we're getting right to this near start time here in about 35 minutes. So we're definitely seeing some of this line movement here, no doubt about that. Of course, this Raptors team, obviously, looking at OG Anunoby, he's an important part of this team, but he will be missed in this game, and that puts a lot of pressure on this Raptors starters here, because now you're looking at Schroeder, Trent, Barnes, Siakam.
Yes, it does, especially underneath. OG, big rebounding guy, big physical guy, and he can knock down a 3-point shot too. He was a good scorer, good, tough, strong guy that you love to have inside. That they're not going to have tonight. So the Celtics be able to get to the bucket. Tatum's going to do his thing. Porzingis going to do his thing. Brown's going to do his. I just had domination tonight. Holiday, his defense, assist. I just look for the Celtics to cruise right through this game.
All right, James says he likes the Celtics to cruise right through this one tonight, laying that big number here against the Toronto Raptors. I'm looking for this line. What we're going to talk about here, James. Your West Virginia Mountaineers are at home to face Cincinnati. Some of these AAC teams have had their difficulty. Although we just saw UCF just pound Okie State last week. So we're seeing some of these AAC get some of their revenge. But Cincinnati on the road against West Virginia. We're seeing West Virginia laying anywhere from 4.5 to 5.5 in this one, total 54.
Guys, I've been here lately with the WU picks. We got crushed last week. I took WU plus the points, and we got crushed. Oklahoma come into that game with a bad taste in their mouth. They've come off 2 losses, and they took it out on us. So I think this week's going to be close. I'll be at the game tomorrow, so you might see some posts going on. But I look up for WU to come out, and with coming off a humiliating loss against Oklahoma, I look for them to come out and take care of Cincinnati, and I think we'll win by a touchdown.
Yeah, Cincinnati not having the season they've had in the past, but it's been tough for them making that step up.
Yeah, they have, and I know it hurts us with we got. I think Donaldson's going to be out this game, but no, we got that rookie running back that's lightning quick. Look for Green, guys, to score a touchdown. Green runs a lot. He's a little errant in passing. Last week, I look for him to run one in, and I look for Green to do a lot better job than he did last week. We come out looking pretty good, took the ball down the field and scored right off the bat against Oklahoma. But then after that, interceptions, turnovers, and we could not stop Oklahoma at all. They just killed us.
Yeah, it was a tough. It just went downhill fast. What do you make under this West Virginia college basketball team? Of course, they're in the Big Ten, coached by Josh Ehlert. Here, 2-1 start with that loss to Monmouth on the home court. What happened there? Of course, they're looking at a neutral court game here against SMU on Monday, and that one will be played in Fort Myers.
West Virginia, we're supposed to have one of the at least top 25 teams in college basketball. We haven't looked at it at the beginning of the season. I know we got probably one of our best players. He's suspended for 9 games, but he's the real deal when he comes back. I think that'll help us. We had some transfer right before the season, or right before the season began too, to come out. And I just wish Huggins was still the coach. The new coach is just fitting in with the guys. I think they're just not playing like West Virginia basketball. The tough defense and then scoring. We used to be called Press Virginia because we pressed the whole floor and our defense would keep us in most of the games. But that tenacity and that Huggins brought with him looks like it's leaving us, and which we hate that for WVU. But I think they'll get it together and they'll turn the season around. We got a talented squad from top to bottom that's going to come in. We just need them to play together. They haven't played good against together. I just think when they get to play, and I think we can be an elite 8 team, or at least a Sweet 16 team.
Yeah, against soft competition this year. As you say, Press Virginia, they're not forcing turnovers. 306 in the nation in turnover defense. That's something you don't see because that's what Huggins does. His teams force turnovers, and they're getting 37% from 3, but the shooting has not been good from 2 or 3 point. And this is just against some of the soft competition to start it off.
That's it. We've been struggling from defense to offense on both sides of the floor, like you've been saying, Tony. I think a lot of it's because of they're not getting the same discipline that Huggins have brought. They're not getting the same coaching that would get in their face and tell them, I don't care how good you are. If you don't perform or play your best, you won't sit up here on the bench with me. I don't think we're getting that. And Huggins will jerk you out in a second. I don't care if you was the best player in college basketball. You'd sit over there beside of him if you wasn't giving 110%. And I just think we need some more toughness out of the coach and the guys just to get used to each other playing with each other also. We got a good big man transfer, Jesse, coming in. This looked pretty good, but, he ain't played the way he played last year. So I think a lot of it's not playing together, and I think we need to be just a little bit tougher on them than our coach is right now.
Yeah, because we're looking here, non-conference SMU, Pittsburgh on the schedule, St. John's on the schedule, and then right before the end of the year, Ohio State on a neutral court. That game will be played in Cleveland, Ohio. And then conference play begins for West Virginia Saturday, January 6th. They're on the road, James, to Houston.
Oh, yeah, Houston's a tough team. They've been a tough team the last few years. But everybody in the Big 12, from last year, was a really tough. You played in the Big 12. You're playing in some tough conference games, and I think it's going to be the same thing this year. Baylor looks like they're good. Oklahoma, Houston, Texas Tech. A lot of these teams, they're still good like they was last year. And WVU, they're going to have to step their game up. They're going to get together. When you go in to play Houston, man, you better have your top game or you're going to get blowed off the floor.
Let me tell you how your conference starts here. Starts January with Houston, game at Houston, home to K-State, home to Texas, on the road to Oklahoma, and then at home to Kansas to start it off.
Yeah, Kansas, the same thing, man. A team that if you don't have your A game, you get blowed off the floor. We play good at home, but we're going to play good away because, we're away a lot in Texas, half the year. So we just need to get together, and I think we will. When we get to Houston, West Virginia has, and you see it every year, they play to their competition. Yeah. I don't understand why they do, but they do. If you play a weak team, they play, bad turnovers, bad shots, then you go play Houston, and we may be in it the whole game and look like a totally different team. We played their competition. We've done it for the last 4 or 5 years, and that's just the way we are. I don't know why we do it, but we do. So hopefully we get off to a good start in the conference. Hang around with Houston and do something good this year, because we got the talents we got the players from top to bottom to be a top 25 team, but they just got to do it and work at it.
Yeah, that's what a rough stretch to start it off there, man. That's tough. But anyway, I talked West Virginia football and college basketball with James here. You guys got to get tuned in to college hoops. For the record today, Celtics laying the 9.5 against the Raptors tonight, 7:30 Eastern time. All right, James, let's take a look over at Pick Dogs for tonight's action. NBA on the board, 11-game card. Lots of college hoops on the board. College football, NFL come in the weekend. Tomorrow, 57-game card, college football. What do you have going over at Pick Dogs? Come up with monster day the last 24 hours.
Yeah, guys, I had a good day yesterday, going 4-0. Look to go 5-0 tonight. I got a 5-pack going on right now, guys. I got 4 NBA and 1 college basketball that I really like. Or if you just want the NBA, I got 3 NBA plays if you want those. Or if you want 2 NBA and a college basketball, I got 3 pack. Or if you want them all 5, I got that too, guys. So whatever you want, I got it there after we go 5-0. Upgrade 3, 7, or 30 days. Or guys, like I said, every time we're on the show, we got the best cappers in the world, and we do by far. So team me up with any cappers you see on the show or on the site, and we'll put some money in your pocket.
That's right, guys. Got to work. James Clark over at Pick Dogs Premium. Great weekend. Come from Monster Day yesterday. You guys love that 3-day pass on the weekend. Get on board with it. Use that promo code PICK at checkout. You'll save that 15% off. All right, James, as always, great having your show. Continue that great success. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me on the show, and let's go Mountaineers, baby.
All right. Enjoy the game tomorrow. You're going to be tailgate. How soon do you get there? How soon do you get there before kickoff?
I'll be there. We kick off about 2:30. I'll be there about 6:37 in the morning.
Woo! That's a long one. That's tailgate, man. That's tailgate. All right, James. Have a great. Enjoy the game. We'll catch up with you again next week.
All right, Tony. Appreciate you having me, buddy. With cash, the Celtics win, and I'll see y'all on Monday.
Indeed. James Clark here on the drive-thru. Boy, get there 8 hours before kickoff to start the tailgate. That's how they do it in West Virginia. And you got to get there early. Wow. That's something here. All right, let's continue on here on the drive. We got my pick. We're going to get to the recap and let you guys go for the weekend here. So let's go ahead and get to the recap. I got to pull the screen up for you here in just a second. And we'll wind down the show. Thanks for everyone's contributions today in the chat. Always appreciate it. Here we go with the recap. We started off with Brad. Brad liked the Hawks money line, minus 105 against 76ers. Jovan says Magic plus 2.5 against the Bulls. Brian said Grand Canyon laying 2, 9 Eastern time. This game will be played in Glendale, Arizona against San Francisco. James says Celtics 9.5, 8.5. Do your line shopping, get the best number against the Raptors. Nick, Bucks laying the 8.5 against Hornets. I'll be Kings Spurs over 238. The game I like the most there will be on Javon's Magic plus the 2.5. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the drive-thru, guys. Make sure you guys tune in again on Monday live at 6 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do it all over again. We'll bring our cappers here from Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place. They'll go out their plays for you in real time. Remember, it always gets started with that morning show. Now, on the weekend, early here on Saturday, 9:30 a.m. each time. Jay, of course, a lot of folks you'll find here on the drive-thru. We'll join him with picks. And then we have this long round table on Sunday. So, guys, make sure you tune in for that. Lots of video series here on at Pick Dogs. Of course, we've got Nick Menken with his as he mentioned on this segment, he's got his video series. We also have video series here from Mitch with the 7 picks in 5 minutes. Betting Tool Show is roundtable discussion with the professionals. Big Al McMorton, his all access up there for you as well. We also have our videos here from Ron Romanelli with his college football breakdown, college basketball breakdown now as well up there on the rundown. Jay's Jam Session, NFL, NBA. We also have Chris Ruffalo with his NHL wraparound, and of course Rod Zawacki with his NHL video series, as well as we've got Mills with his prop video, as well as UFC rundown, which is up right now. Brad with his parlay video as well. Lots and lots and lots of content up here, guys. Make sure you check it out. Costi as well up here with his video series as well on the board. Guys, check it out. Make sure you like, subscribe, and set those notifications so when these videos drop, you get them in real time, get the best numbers. All right, that's going to do it for our show in this weekend. Thanks to the chat. Nicholas Handy in there throwing some picks up there. We'll share them with you here on the live chat. So Nick 7.5. You like Piston Cavs over 220.5, and he likes the Sabres game going under. So there you go, guys, in the chat. Appreciate everybody's contributions in this one, and like Blake's contributions as well. Giancarlo Castillo, hello from Peru to you. Thank you for joining us here on the show. Josh Flower in here as well. Lots of great contributions here as well. Nicholas Handy. Peter Coppola in here as well. Ron Elston in the chat. Lando 80H. Hit that thumbs up for winners. We got Pangar Lyle 97 in with us today. Elmo Flo, shout out to you. Thanks for your contributions. Andrew Hinsley, Ronald Elston, Lorenzo Udork in the chat as well. All right, that's going to do it for the show. Thanks for everybody for joining us here, and everyone with their picks in the chat. Appreciate your contributions. That's going to do it for the show tonight. Great week. Let's go ahead and bring in our crew. Going to wave goodbye, guys. You guys have a great afternoon and week.